in building a future, brick by brick. I was 28, working as a junior architect at a mid-sized firm in Chicago. Long nights, small wins, big dreams. My girlfriend Jenna had been with me for 4 years. We met in college. She was smart, stunning, with a laugh that could stop traffic. She worked as an account manager at a fast-growing marketing agency called SkyPoint. At first, things were good. We had plans, buy a condo, maybe a dog, maybe more. But over time, she changed. She began to look at me differently, like I was still that broke college guy with grand ideas and empty pockets. She wanted flash, I wanted foundation. She wanted now, I was still building later. Then came Nathan. Nathan was Jenna's new manager. Charismatic, mid-30s, drove a Tesla and had an MBA from Stanford. You know the type, perfect hair, fast words, expensive smile. At first, she barely mentioned him. Then it was Nathan said this, and Nathan recommended that. I laughed it off. Until one night, she came home late. Real late. Her lipstick was fresh, her perfume was different, and I knew. I asked her point blank, "Are you seeing him?" She didn't even flinch. "Mark, I'm sorry, but Nathan understands me. He supports my ambition. You're still stuck." Then she packed her things. No yelling, no tears, just a quiet exit. And just like that, my world collapsed. The next 3 months were a blur. I couldn't eat, couldn't work. Every street corner had her ghost. Every song was her voice. But worse than losing her was what she said. "You're stuck." That echoed louder than her goodbye. And she was right, in a way. I was stuck, waiting for promotions that never came, taking orders from people I could outthink in my sleep, dreaming instead of doing. That's when I decided I would never be underestimated again. I didn't want her back. I wanted something bigger. I wanted to become the man she never saw in me. Not out of spite, but out of clarity. I'd been sleepwalking. Now I was awake. I quit my job, sold everything I didn't need, took a high-interest loan, moved into a tiny studio, and I built an AI-powered architectural modeling tool, something I'd been sketching for years. A SaaS platform that cut design time by 70% and optimized spatial logistics using machine learning. It took 6 months. 6 months of no parties, no weekends, no comfort, just obsession. And then it caught fire. The first firm that bought a license emailed me the next day. "This software just saved us $40,000 on a redesign." The second asked for a custom version. The third wanted an enterprise license. In under 10 months, I had 14 clients, including one of SkyPoint's parent companies. I rebranded, got investors, and suddenly, I wasn't stuck anymore. I was rising, fast. And that's when the opportunity came. An executive from SkyPoint reached out for a meeting. They had no idea I used to date Jenna. They just knew my software could cut their campaign overhead in half. I arrived at their downtown HQ in a tailored charcoal suit. Clean shave, steady breath. The receptionist buzzed me in. "Nathan will meet you in the conference room," she said. Oh, Nathan would be there. I stepped into the glass-walled room. Nathan looked up from his laptop, eyes narrowing. "Mark?" he said slowly. "Hello, Nathan." I smiled. "I believe we're here to discuss your onboarding into our enterprise program." He blinked, confused. Then slowly, recognition and panic. That moment was everything. And then Jenna walked in. She stopped mid-step, mouth parted, hands trembling slightly, clutching a notebook. Her eyes scanned me, top to bottom. She whispered, "Mark?" "Yes," I said coolly. "Nice to see you again. Congratulations on the promotion. Nathan's assistant, right?" The look on her face, priceless. But I wasn't done. I presented the deal like a pro. Nathan fumbled. Jenna stared. I stayed composed. At the end of the meeting, Nathan asked quietly, "Why are you doing this?" I looked at him and said, "You gave her ambition. I gave myself a future." They signed the deal. What choice did they have? 3 weeks later, Jenna emailed me. Just 2 lines. "I was wrong. I hope you're happy." I didn't reply. Because the truth is, I wasn't happy because of the revenge. I was happy because I found who I could be when I stopped living small. But the revenge, that was just the cherry on top. Weeks turned into months. My company doubled in size. I hired a team, launched 2 new products, and got featured in a top-tier tech journal as the dark horse visionary of 2025. But something strange started happening. Nathan began reaching out more frequently, not just for software issues, but advice, market positioning, strategic planning. It was ironic. He, who once stole my partner, now sought my guidance. One day, he invited me for a drink. I declined, not out of resentment, but because I had bigger meetings to attend. His company was shrinking. Mine was scaling. But then something unexpected happened. An anonymous message. A forwarded thread. Jenna was planning to take credit for integrating my software into their operations. She wanted to use it to leverage a promotion by downplaying my role. "She's trying to rewrite history," the message read. I laughed. They say power reveals. And now that I had it, I could finally see how small she really was. But instead of confronting her, I sent a quiet message to the SkyPoint board. A full dossier, email trails, software analytics, meeting transcripts, everything clearly proving the strategy originated from my side, and Jenna merely executed instructions. A week later, she was demoted. Silently. No drama. No headlines. Just the slow erosion of a throne built on lies. I thought I was done. But one day, Jenna showed up at a conference I was speaking at. She waited until I came off stage, walked up slowly, and said, "You've changed." I looked her in the eye. "You haven't," I said. She smiled, like it was all a game. "I know I hurt you," she added, "but we were both different people then. Maybe we could get coffee sometime." And in that moment, the old me stirred for just a second. But I'd come too far to go backward. So I simply replied, "I'm flattered, but I'm booked with someone who believed in me before I had a title." Her eyes darted, confused. That someone? Claire. Claire was my first hire. Brilliant UI designer. Grounded, fiercely honest. She had seen me at my worst, eating instant noodles and crashing on an air mattress. She stayed because she believed in the vision, not the reward. And as the company grew, so did we. It wasn't explosive passion. It was respect, loyalty, and shared ambition. She didn't need me to impress her, and I didn't need to pretend for her. Jenna may have broken me, but Claire helped me rebuild. Stronger, smarter, sharper. 1 year after the first deal with SkyPoint, I acquired their software division. It was a strategic buyout, clean, quiet, brutal. Nathan was offered a consulting role, with no real authority. Jenna was let go. Publicly, I issued a neutral press release. Privately, I felt peace. Because it was never about revenge anymore. It was about transformation. They say success is the best revenge. But they're wrong. Clarity is the best revenge. When you see who people truly are. When you rise so far above that you don't even need to look down. That's when you win. And now, whenever I walk past the building where Jenna left me for Nathan, I don't feel anger. I feel gratitude. Because if she hadn't left, I might still be stuck. Waiting. Dreaming. Believing that love was enough. Instead, I became more. Not in spite of her betrayal, but because of it. So the next time someone calls you not enough, smile. Say thank you. Then get to work. Because nothing shakes the world quite like the quiet revenge of becoming everything they said you couldn't be.